us a little bit about how mental health has affected, your daily go through recently.
Wow, man. Oh my God. So mental health came up out of nowhere in my life when I realized it was an issue. It happened about a month and a half ago. Uh, I live in North Carolina now, but I go home to Norfolk quite often. And I was at, when I go home, I don't make any public appearances. So I just strictly keep it to my friends, my brothers. So I'm either with Leon, Norman, Tim, my brother, my mother, something like that. Nothing too far. I don't do the club scenes, anything like that. And it's because I have social anxiety, but I've always known that. So my thing is, I'm always a jokester. I try to control the room with my jokes because if I'm not in control of the room, then the anxiety kick in.
Mm.
And in some settings, I can't control the room with jokes. And in those settings, I stay away from those. I eat the clubs and the bars because I know I have triggers and a quick temper. So this particular situation, a friend of ours, Coach Breon, he had beat cancer, and this is part of his testimony
Shit.
too. He beat cancer, and the night was beautiful. And I can't even tell you what the guy said to me to make me fly off my coop, but I did. And I couldn't get my breathing together. And I wanted to do something outside of my mind to hurt this person. And it probably wasn't even worth it. And I wasn't hearing nothing anybody had to say. I don't know how I went from inside the house to outside the house, but it was a voice I was following outside. It was Leon's. And Leon told me in that moment, bro, you need help. You need help, man. You got to seek help because you got triggers, man, and you got to silence them because if not, it's not healthy for you or no one else. And I ignored it then because I was still in my mindset of destroy and kill. It took me 2 or 3 days to calm down. And then it happened again recently where it took me 2 or 3 days to calm down. And it's not healthy. I could go on and on how we as black youth normalize a lot of things. But a lot of stuff we saw as youth and that we go through as adults is not normal. We're taught to keep it moving and push past it, but we need to deal with those things. And I'm not dealing with them. I haven't dealt with them. And they're causing me strife to where I want to do harm to other people once they piss me off. And words should not carry that kind of power. Um, I guess if I can make it make sense to everybody, Will Smith, I'm a fan of the man. I could care less of the star. For somebody to hold himself together over years and years and years of his career, and you finally got something bad to say about him, that's not bad look on him. That's kudos to him. That it took you this long to get some dirt on him. So, and all of that, he dealt with a lot of curveballs and shots thrown his way, and he handled them all flawlessly. But inside, they were boiling at him, and you could tell by the way he went to slap Chris Rock that was a built up anger that he no longer wanted to control. Controlling one thing and then wanting to control it is two different things. And I didn't want to control mine a couple of days ago. I wanted it out, and that's when I realized I had to reach out.
Touch. Let's touch back on something that you said that was so um prominent in your description of your mental health and what it led you to, where it led you to. Let's talk about the behaviors that you exhibited, that you seen that once I'm not in control of these things, something else could happen. Talk to us about that.
All right, so I rarely remember what makes me go there. Like I can't remember the moment of it. So uh, this one particular time, like Leon was there, and I recognized his voice, and I came back too. And even coming back too, there were people who were just talking, and they were just muffled voices. I couldn't hear them, and I was telling Leon, yo, you need to get them people away from me because they're not you, and I don't recognize them. And I guess it's like the Simon Peter thing. Like Simon Peter, he was apostle, he walked with Jesus, but he still had this rage in him to rid the world of all evil. And I know this might be scary to some of y'all to hear this, but that was my approach. I wanted to rid the world of the evil that was approaching me. I ain't want nobody else have to deal with that later. So I wanted to get rid of it then and there. It's not normal to feel that way. The triggers that get me there is when I approach people in love, because I value people more than I value money. Money, it comes too easy, you know. You get out here, you can get it so many different ways. I value people, you know. And when I show people that love and they do the wrong thing with it, it's a trigger, you know, especially if it's something that you try to use and hurt me with. And that's what happened, you know. That's the number one trigger. Now that I've identified that, what helps me with that as of the last week to this week is telling people how much they mean to me, reaching out to Karen and Leon and others and letting them know what they mean to me, because some people don't know that their light, you can see it. And if somebody can't see your light, then they're there to dim your light. Like Karen is beautiful, her face, her whole makeup, she's a queen. But I see past that, Karen. I see her spirit. And that's how I see all my family and friends. Even you, Neil, like I saw your spirit last year, you know, and it's a beautiful one. It's one of you include people. You know, it's not look at me, look what I got, look what I could do. Like that testimony you shared about your near-death experience, man. You know, it wasn't forgotten about. It didn't fall on deaf ears. You know, it meant something to a lot of people. And it's a shame that nobody hit your inbox with it. But, you know, people hearing that, they need to know that you are a face, but your spirit is what people need to be seeing, that light that you have.
Thank you. You spoke very highly of somebody who's a friend to the show, or than just family. Leon. Somebody got bad major crime in their area. Somebody got major issues in their area. Seek refuge.
That's over here. I'm sorry.
She in the honey. She in the honey.
It's important to have individuals in your life who you can count on, and who's going to be a voice of reason if you're doing well, and even if you're not.
Yeah.
Talk about those people who helped you to get back on track, or even having those resources to be able to reach out to and call on so you can get yourself in order.
Yeah, so those people, I called Leon, his brother Marlo. I couldn't talk to my mom because, you know, I love her, but some things some parts of me she's seen before, and I don't want to scare her thinking that, hey, he's back, you know, because I've come from a long ways. And that's the thing that makes what you just said so important. The people who know me, who I put myself around, they know the real me. I never had to put on a facade. They can tell what I'm thinking just by looking at me. So, you know, Leon, his brother Marlo, I reached out to my brother Alvin Brown, a couple of people in Leon's circle who are training to deal with this kind of thing. I can't specify their names because I don't want to, you know, put them out there because they're not yet ready to. They're not certified yet, but they helped me though, you know. And it was something that one of them said is like mental health is not just for people who are suicidal. You know, I'm not suicidal. Some people have homicidal thoughts, you know, and they find pleasure in those thoughts because, like I said, your mindset is you're getting rid of evil. And it's not normal to think that way. It's not normal for somebody to say something to you and you just be like, the world don't need you. You know, and if I got to go do time in jail, then I'm going to do that. That's not normal, you know. So I had to accept that. And it took a real person in my circle to tell me that. And all of them told me that. I had so many people in my inbox, a lady named Stacy Russell, also a friend of mine I haven't seen since high school. Her name is Faith, you know, and these are people who are established who didn't hit me on my timeline, but in private and said, Troy, I love you. What you need from me? You know what I mean? And I had to be honest with them and tell them like, yo, I'm scared. I gotta fix this because it's not normal. So it was countless end of people. But the one person directly who got me to that point was Leon Judge. And because for many reasons, Leon used to have the same angers that I have. You know what I'm saying? But he's channeled them, and look at him now. You know, the proof is in the pudding. And then, ironically, a person who I don't even know personally helped me. I watched Snowfall. And then Jerome, after he beat the life out of the little ground worker, for talking smart to Louis, Jerome wouldn't have got anger management help, because he found pleasure in what he was doing to the guy. And the scary thing about it, though, Neil, is that I'm not the biggest, baddest thing out here. And just like I'm inviting it, somebody else going to invite it. And that's going to be a straight up nigga moment, and somebody out there could get my number, you know what I'm saying? And it's just not healthy, man. It's not healthy. And I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to do nothing to set nobody triggers off. If I'm not helping somebody, I'm hurting them. And I don't want to hurt nobody.
Wow.
Ladies, do y'all have anything for Troy?
Yeah, I do. Go ahead, Karen. You go.
You sure you can go?
Well, my question for you, Troy, would be, from the time, I know at first you said you didn't not welcome it, but you didn't see exactly that you needed the help, right? You weren't like maybe open to it at the time, and then there came a point in time where you were just like, okay, I need some help. I'm scared, and you began to reach out to people that you felt comfortable enough with. From that point in time until now, how different are you feeling inside? Because I think it's important for people to understand that it could very well be such an eye-opening experience, maybe even a weight lifted, just to know that maybe you're not alone in this, that you have an amazing support system, even in people or things that you would have never even known. How are you feeling now in the space that you are, having since adopted the fact that you are having these issues that need some addressing?
Man, I'm more comfortable. Like, people can approach me again because I wasn't approachable for a long time. Like, if somebody would approach me with a high, I would have been like, man, whatever. It would have been like, is this nigga trying to rob me or something like that? It would have been, I wasn't approachable. And now that I realize that I do have a problem and I do have triggers, those people who still reach out to me other than that day, they talk to me all the time and they like, man, you good? I love you. Like to see you smile. Get back to your old self. That's important because that part of you that was there, it didn't necessarily go away. You just suffocated it. And the number one thing that was told to me was, sometimes it comes from you caring too much about a particular thing and others not caring enough. And when you carry the weight of something, well, no matter what it is, whether it be doing something right or doing something for someone or what somebody said or keeping your word, when you carry that weight of doing something your way and then all of a sudden a curveball gets thrown and it throws everything completely off, you have to react to that. And how you react to that is totally up to you. And I was reacting to it the wrong way. I mean, I was walking, this dude sold me oils all the time. I buy his oils. Even I don't even wear, I just buy them and give them away. And one day he approached me and I walked him down to the gas station like I was about to hurt him. And these are things that, Leon brought to my attention, was like, hey man, that's not normal, bro. And you just gotta really love somebody enough to tell them the truth. That weight is gone because I'm approachable now. I'm no longer in the mode where I feel like I gotta be perfect for the whole world. In hindsight, the thing that I take away from it the most is because these people care so much about me, I'm not going to waste their efforts on me. That's how I look at it.
You shared something earlier when you said, hey, my testimony was helpful on many different levels to those who've seen it in the moment and those who could go back on it and see it again. I want to share the same sentiments that Marilyn just said and put her comment back up there. And she said this. I love the fact that there's people out there who don't mind sharing their stories, because you never know who your story is helping or inspiring. And thanks for sharing yours, Troy. And I want to re-echo those same sentiments from my own heart and saying, just you being candid is helping me to even internalize some of my own issues myself, and seeing behaviors that you spoke on, triggers, aggression, just a whole bunch of built up anger and just whatever, not knowing even where it's coming from, but having those things and recognizing them, and then not just recognizing them, now putting those things into actions to say, hell, I might not even might, I need help. I need somebody else other than myself to sit down and talk to, or to unload this on, to help
Yeah.
myself get past this. And again, your story is so inspiring and so eye-opening that it helps you internalize, hopefully, your own issues, to see exactly what you could be doing that's impacting, or your mental health is how it's impacting your behaviors and how you move. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
As y'all
Thank
see, the guy just walked in the building.
you.
Yeah, T.
You know what I mean?
What's up, everybody?
What up, bro?
What's up, T?
Happy Mother's Day to everybody. You know what's going on.
You know what I mean?
Where we at? What did I miss, man?
So you missed. I mean, just Troy's talking about mental health. He thanked us. He shouted us out. He gave us our flowers under the new umbrella of Uncensored Minds. He said that just being on the show before and then seeing the progression that we are on, is inspiring. But he also shared, what he was going through as well, and how having a team, a family, a support system around you, it's like the best key to have. You know what I mean? And a support system, if I am paraphrasing for him, doesn't always have to be trying to fix the problem. It's just listening, or even just calling and saying I love you, and letting that be enough for that person to digest in their moment, so then they then can come to you when they really need to come to you.
Right. All right. I just wanted to say on that topic. I don't know if y'all can see or not. My shirt says trauma is lonely. So what that means is, sometimes you're going through these mental episodes, or even if it's just anything that happened to you in the past, people don't understand because they're not in your shoes. They're not going through what you're going through. They don't feel what you feel. So sometimes in these moments, you just have to take some time, to yourself to get your mind right. You just need that time and space to get your mind right. And the people around you have to understand that, and they have to know how to support you. Because anybody can say, they're supportive or whatever, but they have to know how to support you.
Mm-hmm. That's key.
Can I share something else with
Very
y'all?
important.
Can I share something else with y'all?
Please do.
Go ahead, Troy.
So back when it was a Sunday night wind down, this show was an outlet for so many people.
Right.
And believe it or not, when you out here working Monday through Friday, or even on the weekends, and you're fighting the world, it's hard to come home and still fight the world too. And that show, Sunday Night Wind Down, and now this one, I got away from this show, but now I'm glued back to it. Because in all of this, I realized this show brought me so much peace. The words were exactly factual. The wind down. It helped me wind down. And now with the name being Uncensored Minds, it still helped me wind down. Like, I never in a million years thought that I had a problem. But I did realize it, and now I'm trying to channel through it and do the right things by it. But I just want to thank y'all, because the fact that y'all, like I told y'all before, y'all don't get paid for this, and it's an amazing thing when you can have somebody let you come out here and give you an outlet for something that you otherwise wouldn't have. They say it takes a village, and it does. You have to be your brother's keeper. People don't answer that question, but I'm here to say the answer is yes. I am my brother's keeper, my sisters too. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to be there for the next person, just like people took time out of their busy schedule of fighting the world to help me fight what I was going through.
All right, I got a question for you, Troy. Do you know what your triggers are? Do you know what triggers you into these moments?
Yeah, I've learned them. So one is I have to allow people to process how they feel. Whether it be right or wrong, I have to allow people to process how they feel about whatever it is that moment they're in. I can't try to fix people. That's my number one thing. Listen, I believe in the Lord Jesus 100%, but the zodiac is true. Pisces, we think we can fix people. No, we can't. We can't fix people. If you're Pisces out there listening, stop trying to fix people. So I also realized that because I value people more than I value money, that I expect things from people as far as loyalty, like friendship, brotherhood, compassion, understanding. Those things don't necessarily come with, as don't come back as you give them out. Instead, you might get a knife in the back. And the thing that the number one trigger I have is I have to stop caring so much. You know, like I got a friend named Norman, and through all of this, he was quiet. And when the smoke settled, he said, "I don't even know you even gave a fuck anyway." You know what I mean? Excuse my language. Sorry about language, but that's what it was. I care so much about people. The letdown, those are triggers. And to some people, this might sound like, "Oh man, this dude's sensitive." Maybe I am, but I really care about people. You know what I mean? And you could tell a million lies to everybody. You could tell me a lie. You know what I'm saying? But don't lie on me. You know, those are things that my character matters to me. And those are triggers that I have to stop giving myself to people. That's what it is.
Wow, brother, you said a mouthful. You said a mouthful. A lot of people is going to be able to play this back on over and over and over. Bands that we're on multiple platforms, and this sound is going to resonate as it is right now, and it's be check your mental health. Check in. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong to unearth things that could be bothering you, could be weighing on your mental health. So and recognizing that you do have some issues and correcting them, right? The